You don't need a better plan. You need to stop quitting. That's the truth, and you already know it. You've tried before, more than once. You started strong. You felt motivated. You told yourself, this time is different, but it wasn't. Because a few days later, you slowed down. You skipped one day, then another, then you stopped. And now, you're here again, starting over, thinking about starting, waiting to start. Listen carefully, because this is where everything changes. You don't need more motivation. Motivation is the problem. It comes, and it goes. When it's there, you feel powerful. You go all in. You try to do everything. But when it leaves, you do nothing. That cycle is what keeps you stuck. So we remove it completely. No more relying on motivation. No more waiting to feel ready. We replace it with something simple, something stable, something that doesn't depend on your mood. Walking. That's it. No gym, no extreme workouts, no complicated plan. Just walking every day. You think it's too easy. That's why you ignore it. But easy is exactly what you need. Because easy is what you can repeat. And what you repeat is what changes your body. Start small, very small. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No pressure, no expectations. Just move. Tomorrow, do it again. Not better, not longer, just again. This is how you build something real. Not intensity, consistency. You don't need to be perfect. You need to show up. Even when you're tired, even when you're busy, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. That's where change happens. Anyone can act when they feel good. Very few people act when they don't. Be one of those people. This is not about motivation. This is about identity. You become what you do every day. If you walk every day, you become someone who moves, someone who acts, someone who doesn't quit. And that person loses weight. Not fast, but real. Real change takes time, but it stays. Extreme results come from simple actions, repeated long enough. Walking burns calories, yes, but more importantly, it builds discipline. It builds routine. It builds proof. Proof that you can do it. And once you believe that, everything changes. You stop doubting yourself. You stop restarting. You just continue. That's the goal. Not perfection, not speed. Continuation. Every day you walk, you win. Even if it's short, even if it's slow, you still win. Because you didn't quit. Most people quit. That's why most people stay stuck. Not because it's hard, but because they stop. You're not different. You've just been following the wrong method. Too much, too fast, too extreme. Now we change that. We simplify everything. Walk daily. That's your system. No thinking, no over-planning, just action. Same time if possible. Same habit, same routine. Make it automatic, like brushing your teeth. You don't think about that. You just do it. That's where you want to go. No effort, just repetition. And one day, you'll notice something. You feel better, more energy, clearer mind. Then, you feel lighter. Then, you see changes. Slow at first, then obvious. And you'll realize it worked. Not because you went extreme, but because you stayed consistent. That's the difference. This is how people change their life. Not in one day, but every day. So don't wait anymore. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Right now. Stand up, put your shoes on, go outside, and walk. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you start, and tomorrow you do it again, and again, and again. No stopping, no restarting, just continuing. That's how you win. Consistency burns fat. Start today. Before you scroll, listen to this, because this might be the only thing that finally makes it click for you. You don't have a weight problem. You have a pattern problem, and that pattern is destroying your progress. You start, you go hard, you feel motivated, you change everything at once. Then life hits, you get tired, you lose focus, you slow down, and then you stop. Not because you can't do it, but because the way you're doing it is not built to last. That's the truth nobody tells you. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because their system is broken. And your system right now relies on feeling good. That's the mistake, because you don't control how you feel, but you do control what you do. So we change the system completely. We stop chasing motivation and we build something stronger, something that works on your worst days. Walking, that's where it starts. Not because it's easy, but because it's repeatable. And repeatable is powerful. Let me ask you something. What's the longest you've stayed consistent with anything related to weight loss? A week? 2 weeks? Maybe a month? And then what happened? You stopped. Not because you didn't care, but because it became too much. Too many rules, too much pressure, too many things to follow. So your brain did what it always does. It protected you by shutting it down. That's why extreme plans don't work long term. They fight against your brain instead of working with it. Walking is different. Walking doesn't create resistance. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't demand everything from you. It asks for one thing: show up. That's it. And when something is simple, Your brain doesn't fight it, it accepts it. And when your brain accepts something, you can repeat it day after day, without stress, without pressure. That's where consistency is built, not in intensity, in simplicity. Now listen closely, because this is where it changes. Walking is not just about burning calories. That's what most people think. But the real power of walking is what it does to your identity. Every time you walk, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you show up. You prove that you follow through. You prove that you don't quit. And those small proofs stack. They build confidence, not fake confidence, real confidence, the kind that comes from action. And when that confidence builds, you start making better choices without forcing it. You move more, you eat better, you think differently, not because you're trying, but because you've changed. That's the part nobody talks about. Weight loss is not just physical, it's behavioral, it's identity, and walking is the easiest way to start that shift. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to optimize everything. How many steps? What speed? What time? They overthink. And when you overthink, you slow down. And when you slow down, you stop. So remove all of that. Forget optimization. Focus on repetition. You don't need perfect walking. You need daily walking. That's it. Some days, it will feel easy. Other days, it will feel heavy. You won't feel like going. You'll try to negotiate with yourself. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later. That's the moment that matters. Not when you feel good, but when you don't. That's where discipline is built. And discipline is what carries you forward, not motivation. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is stable, and stability is what creates results. Now imagine this. You walk every day for the next 30 days. No skipping, no restarting, just walking. What happens? Your body adapts, your energy improves, your mind clears, and something else happens. You stop seeing yourself as someone who quits. You start seeing yourself as someone who follows through. That shift is everything. Because once you become that person, you don't go back. You don't need to restart. You just continue. That's the goal, not intensity, continuation. Now let's make it real. You don't need an hour. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need energy. You need a decision, a simple one. I walk, no matter what. That's it. No negotiation, no excuses, just action. Some days, it will be 5 minutes. Some days, 10, 15, 20. It doesn't matter, because the goal is not distance. The goal is consistency. And consistency changes everything. Not instantly, but permanently. This is not about fast results. This is about real results. The kind that stay, the kind that don't disappear, the kind that become part of your life. So stop chasing quick fixes. Stop chasing motivation. Stop chasing perfection. And start doing something simple, something real, something you can repeat every single day. Walk. That's where it begins. That's where it builds. That's where it works. And if you stay with it, if you don't quit, if you just continue, you will change. Not maybe, not sometimes. You will. Because consistency always wins. So start today, not later, not when you feel ready. Now, put your shoes on, step outside, and walk. That's it. Consistency burns fat. Start today.